We're down here in the garage. It's time to open up some boxes. All right, first box here is from Allstate Gear. This box includes all of the rebuild components for the transmission. We have gaskets, seals, bearings, all the individual pieces that go in between the different gears, rods for the transmission. All this is in here. So this is the kit that we'll be using to rebuild the Muncie 4-speed transmission. All right, up next, we have a Zoom premium clutch set ordered from Summit Racing. This has the pieces to rebuild the clutch, as explained by the name clutch set. Okay, this one here, and then the really big one right here. Got spline lubricant and last piece right there. So with this, we'll be able to rebuild the clutch, have it working like new. All right, I'm gonna turn this camera around. We're gonna walk over here. We have two brand new Cobra Radial GT tires. We bought these two because for the front, we went up from 14-inch wheels to 15-inch wheels, so we can't reuse the tires that were on the car originally for the front. But we are going to reuse the back tires. Those are still in really good shape. There's not very much tread wear, if any at all, so we're going to reuse those. And those are Cobra Radial GTs. So we wanted to make sure the front and the back matched as far as the brand and type of tire that we have. Over here, we got another box. Got two sets of lock ring pliers. This is an interior lock ring set. It's got the punches on it for putting in the holes in those types of lock rings. And then this is an exterior set. Edges are flat. That gets it in between the different ends of the lock ring and allows you to spread it and get it around whatever it is that you're putting around. For this, we're using it for the rod in the transmission to get those lock rings off. And you're probably wondering why we have 8 cans of truck bed coating. And the reason is because that's actually what we used on the rear end. That is this textured coating that we have here. We noticed the other day when we turned it up that on the underside we didn't really get it coated real good. You can see through here, up in there, and along this side. It's not coated real good because that was actually facing down towards the table when we sprayed it the other day. And then around here on this other side, let's see if the camera can get it. Yep, right there. You can see we got a little heavy when we sprayed it and it ran, so it created that kind of drop-like look right there. So I'm going to sand that off, and we're going to respray that and finish covering the sections that I showed you a while ago. Before I do that, I'm going to tape off the chrome differential covers. We don't want to get any paint on that. We don't really need 8 cans just to recoat the differential. So the reason we got 8 cans is because we're also going to be using this coating on the firewall and in the trunk. We showed you the frame in a previous video. Get you another little peek right in here. It's got that textured black to it, and it looks really good and looks a lot like this truck bed coating. So when we put the frame into the car, we think the firewall is going to look a lot better if it matches the frame. So that's why we're using it there. And I want to use it in the trunk because I want to get a really kind of consistent texture through there, and the trunk isn't in perfect shape as far as having some dents and dings and things like that in it. So the texture of the truck bed spray will help hide some of that. All right, so I'm going to put the camera down and we're going to get to taping off that differential cover so we can respray the rear end. Got that differential cover taped over. I just wanted to make sure that no overspray got on the chrome since it's a brand new chrome differential cover. So got that covered. Next step is to spray. So as you can see, this is already looking a lot better. I'm going to put a couple more coats on. It says you only have to let it sit for about 1 or 2 minutes in between coats. So I'm going to go put the camera back down on the workbench over there and do the second coat. So I ended up putting 3 coats on these areas that needed to be touched up from the other day. I even went around and just looked at some extra areas, went over it good with my eyes one more time, and sprayed a couple of spots that I thought needed just a little extra that didn't quite look as good. So just did a little light coat around some other areas of the rear end. This stuff takes approximately 72 hours to cure fully, but it does dry enough within a couple of minutes that You can do multiple coats, and it's not going to hurt if I go ahead and take this tape off. So I'm going to try to do this one-handed. Look at that. No truck bed coating on the chrome. Rear end looks good now. Alright, so we're just going to leave that, let it cure. Gonna head out of here, turn off all the lights. Ooh, let's take a look at this. See that right there? Might be doing some videos on it coming up as well. So if you're interested in pickup trucks, subscribe to the channel. You might get to see some work that I do on the Silverado that's right back there.